boy.
It's me. What's up, YouTube?
How's the cat doing?
Good. I think sorry, it's been a minute. I just gotta there we go. She's good. Yeah, she just went through a little surgery the other day, so I'm like watching her like a hawk. She's trying to climb on everything, so it's stressing me right out, I tell you. My goodness. It's not fun.
And the cone, she just loves the cone, right?
She's surprisingly okay with it. I try to give her a break if I'm watching her, but in a situation like this, I know she'll take advantage. I know she'll go jump on something or lick her wound. So I'm just, yeah, stressing me out.
So everyone, as me and Jake are chatting, if you do have any questions for us, feel free to throw them on this in chat. We'll try and get to them. We've got a couple things we're talking about, but yeah, if you guys have any questions for us, feel free to throw them in chat, and we'll ask Jake, get his take on the situation.
That's right. Yeah, that's my name, isn't it?
So let's start off, because today the Canucks officially got the E beside their name in the standings. And how does that make you feel, Jake?
I mean, I don't want to say it, but I mean, I remember a long time ago we had one of these chats, and I said they were not going to make the playoffs. So it's, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. Obviously, yes, I'm extremely disappointed. It's like, I remember last year it was just so exciting because, you know, as we're all Canucks fans, right? We all know we waited so long for that. Then here we are again. So I don't know what to think anymore. It's just you kind of have to laugh it off at this point. Just be like, cool, Canucks are being the Canucks again.
I feel like it's almost just kind of a sense of relief now, because you don't have to sit there and anticipate anymore. It's just like, all right, it is what it is, and we move on to next season.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, basically, yeah. We'll get them next year, right?
Yeah.
Come on. That's all you can say at this point.
We'll make the playoffs again at some point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sometime. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you when, but someday we'll get there.
So Jake, let's talk about the good stuff. Start. What kind of things are you happy about with the Canucks season? Because there have been some good storylines. Is there any storyline that really stood up for you for like a really good one for the Canucks?
I mean, I can really pick out individual players when it comes to that. It has to be the signing of Kevin Lankinen. I don't think we realize just how lucky we are to have him. And you know what's funny? And I hate to do it again because Jake's takes hockey, but I went and looked at my old videos the other day, and I was talking about how excited I am for Lankinen because we can't put Seelovs in that spot yet. He's too young. We can't put those. And that was right after that insane run he had, right? And you know what? I was right. I'm proud to say it. I was right. And picking up Kevin Lankinen was massive. And I just can't believe, like, he was a top 5 goalie throughout most of the year there. Like honestly, how lucky were we to have him?
I mean, he set the record. What was it? The record for the most wins on the road to start the year ever by any NHL goalie ever, which is crazy, which you never expect. But that's Canucks hockey, right? It's chaos, because while the whole world is falling apart around us, we got Kevin Lankinen still setting up records like that.
Yeah, no, it's super huge. And another guy I heard talking about earlier, Kiefer Sherwood is just insane. Just every team wants one of those guys. And honestly, it's such a shame because I feel like they have all these great pieces, and then just the whole Miller thing kind of blew everything up. It felt like just not, there was too many distractions this year. So, I mean, it's too bad because same with a guy like P.S. Suter. I was a huge fan of him when they picked him up because I remember his rookie year in Chicago, they had a pretty bad team, and then they were way better than they should have been. And he was a big part of that. So when I remember that, and when he came to Vancouver, I knew he was capable of that.
So you expected this from him?
Honestly, yeah. I'm not surprised about it. I'm not. You know, I'm a little bit surprised that he's doing as good, but he did get pushed into a top line minutes, right? So, yeah, no, I think it was deserving of him, but still probably not exactly. You don't really want him as your number 1 center, but he's done all he could.
Where would you put him in the lineup if you had your perfect like Canucks lineup going into next year? Are you putting Suter as the 2C? Are you putting him as a 3C? Like, where in the lineup do you think he deserves to play?
You know what? That's hard. I really wish Teddy Bluger and Joshua and Garland were all on a line together. I don't think we saw that much at all this year. Hey, like with Joshua being out at the beginning, they never. They might have reunited them once or twice, but it never stuck. So I was gonna say maybe even putting Suter there with a guy like Joshua on them, like that would be all right. Maybe a second line. I think he's proven. Like I think he deserves it, a shot at least, if they build a team and have some strong players.
Mm-hmm.
The first line, but yeah, I've been very impressed by him.
What is your feelings on Tyler Myers after this season?
Oh, great. Yeah, super good. Yeah, I still yell at him at the TV, of course. But, that's Tyler Myers for you. But you know what? I love his 3 million cap and just the way he came back and he understood he's not worth 6 million. And I respect that a lot. Because he probably could have left after, the fans have always been on him. I think he really won the fans over this year. I think just being that's a team play right there. I really think that I love seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the same thing we've done. We did on the 20 game mark stats, so we'll have it updated for the last game. It won't be all 82 games, obviously, but when we've been doing those, Tyler Myers is like top 3 minutes in the entire team, right? So at the end of the day, $3 million player and playing that well, you gotta love to see that kind of passion out of a guy who's been on the team for a long time now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's super important. He's out of the lineup for a while there, and you can tell, you can feel it out there, right? Like it's how it's he does more than you think.
Yeah, we're lucky that we've gotten some of these other guys in, like with the Marcus Pettersson, the Mancini, and the DPD, because right now Myers is out, and we haven't felt it as much as we would have earlier in the season.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we talked about the good. Let's talk about the bad. What's the worst storyline to come out of this Vancouver Canucks team this season?
Oh, I can't get over the JT Miller thing, man. I seriously can't. It's just I'm gonna feel bad a few years down the road if something comes up and it's like, oh, he did this to Pettersson, which I don't know if there anything really was huge, but if there was something huge, I can be like, okay, like yeah, obviously they had to get rid of him, but I miss him. He was a perfect player. And sorry, I'm just checking on my cat. She's eating. I'm like, what's that noise back there? Yeah, it's that was a huge hit to the team, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too, right? Where it's probably one of the most Canucks things to happen, where it's like we have a legit, like we pretty much had 2 first line centers, right? We had Pettersson and Miller both playing at the top of their game, absolutely barn burners, and then all of a sudden, both of them are having issues. And it affected them on the ice. It affected them off the ice. But the thing I wanted to ask you is that it's starting to get to a point now where I think a lot of the time when the team is making decisions, I feel like they're going to Quinn Hughes and kind of asking his opinion as team captain. So the fact that JT Miller is the one who ended up getting traded, do you think that was a decision that the team brought Quinn Hughes in on?
That's a great question, honestly, and probably. I mean, he's that important to the team. I think he should be involved in those kind of things as the captain. He should be the guy every player can go to. He knows everything, right? So I think so. Yeah. And you know what? Probably in Quinn Hughes' mind, he probably just said, hey, it's not working, right? One of them has to go. I don't know if he would have pinpointed one. I think he's pretty good friends with Pettersson, but I saw an interview a while ago. Quinn Hughes is a very well-liked guy. That's what gave him the captaincy. He just gets along with everyone. So yeah, no, I think so.
Well, the other bad thing that I wanted to point out too was it felt like all the moves they made in the offseason, this management team, they have done a lot of good stuff and they are very mobile. But if you look at the people they signed in the offseason, none of them are here anymore. So that for me, that was a really bad storyline to start, because you look at the Brandstrom, the Sprong, the Desharnais, those are 3 guys that were absolutely crap and didn't do what they were expected to do. And if we had picked up other guys in the offseason instead of those, do you think the Canucks would have had a better chance with all the drama that they were facing?
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I can't remember what exactly was out there in the market at the time. I saw what they were doing, and I was like, okay, we have a good team here. We just need to add a few people without spending too much. And I remember thinking, oh wow, like I love the management team right now. I love the way they think. Right now, it's not looking so good at all, obviously. It's too bad Brandstrom didn't work out. I thought maybe he should have deserved more of a chance. It might be something that Tocchet might have a problem with. I think he sees one bad thing and then he really hits them hard with it and just doesn't play him as much. I don't know, but I thought he was a perfect fit when he came in. I know he was a top pick in the draft too, and I remember he played in Ottawa, I believe, at one point, and then was in Vegas or something like that. But I remember watching his career, and I was like, I thought he was a really good player, and I was excited to have him in Vancouver, and the fans liked him. So, but that's okay. Sometimes things just don't work out anyway, so I'm not going to blame anyone on that. But it is what it is.
Well, it's just one of those things too, right? Where I'll call it a bad thing because really those guys weren't good enough to play at the NHL level. But having said that, the management did say, okay, we understand that these guys are not going to make it. We're going to take steps to make sure those guys get traded out, and they have traded all those guys away. So at the end of the day, it started as a bad thing, but management has said, okay, we have identified this as a bad thing. Let's get them out of here. And that I mean, at the end of the day, that's got to be a really positive thing to see the Canucks management realizing when they've made a problem.
Yeah, and the problem too is what I noticed at the beginning of the year when I created a video of just guessing the lineups, and I remember thinking, "Wow, this forward group is stacked. There's so much you could do. Daniel Sprong could be on the second line, like all these things." And now I look at the team, I'm like, "Wow, what a bland team! Like, what happened over just the course of the season?" You know, it just like I said, having P.S. Suter as the number one center, it shouldn't be the case of what was at the beginning of the year. Blows my mind where this team's at right now.
So Jake the Pancake in chat. Crazy fact, Tyler Myers is the only remaining active NHLer who's part of the Sabres when they last made the playoffs. Did you see that one, Jake?
I saw that earlier on Facebook. That's pretty funny. It's pretty sad. You know what? You know what? Let's just take other people's agony and make ourselves feel better. At least we're not Buffalo Sabres fans, all right? You know what? Like, what is it, 14 years now?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah. Calvin 99 Charlie asks you, Jake, does Suter push Petey to the wing now?
I personally always liked Petey on the wing, but Petey also plays as a centerman. I do love Petey's defensive game. Always thought it was super underrated. Yes, he should be putting up more points. I think he's at like 45 points of the season. Lots of injuries, lots of distractions off year. I'm willing to just say, okay, hopefully that's it. And then next year, give him a refresh. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say Suter would. I think that's kind of, but you never know. They got to pick someone up in the offseason, right? I think the management has proved they are willing to go out and do stuff. It's not the Jim Benning era anymore, where I do like that because it's exciting as a fan too when you like see like a trade or just them picking up. They are pretty active, and I personally just love watching that. But, yeah, maybe.
Rick Tocchet hasn't signed a contract extension. Says he doesn't want to talk about it until the end of the season when they have all their debriefs and season endings. I believe the Canucks do have an option, so they could force him to come back for one more year. But I guess they're trying to, rather than use the option, sign him to a multi-level deal. Do you want Rick Tocchet back as the Vancouver Canucks coach next season?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dustin might not like it, but I think I want to see him again. And but honestly, at this point, I don't care what they do. I don't know what they should do. They went through so many coaches already. You looked at Bruce, right, when he came in, and he had a great season with the Canucks, and then it just went downhill the next season, fired. Do we want to do that again? Are we just doing the same thing over and over again, it feels like? I think Tocchet still has the room. It felt like it at one point he didn't, but he never put anyone under the bus, really. He was always calm at the end of games, no matter. I bet you he's probably quite fired up, and I do respect that. I don't want him to be like a Sheldon Keefe where he calls out his player for just saying a common question. Like that is one thing I've noticed about Tocchet. I think I'd like to see him come back. I do.
I think I'm on the same page because it's one of those things too. Is if season next year doesn't get started the way we want it, then we have a scapegoat. It's always good to have a scapegoat.
Yeah, you never know. You might, first 10 games you're doing bad, fire the coach.
Yeah,
that's it. Right? It's the team going.
Got Kempner Canucks Rev Shrev in chat asking, how are we scoring all these goals with this squad? Do we need EP40?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan, honestly. It's like I said. I know I said a pretty calm, tame answer earlier with him, but. It's very I'm still very concerned of him. It's but at the same time, what's out there? You can't trade Petey for Leon Draisaitl or anything, right? So it's like I don't know. Thatcher Demko is another one to think about. You know what? He came in and he looks just as good. That might be a good. That could be a good trade piece. You know, Edmonton might want something like that. Give us McDavid or something, right? Yeah, hey, but they. Oh, hear me out. They need it. They need a goalie, right? So you probably get some good pieces.
Well, the thing is, if we get,
that was
we're not getting McDavid back, but can you imagine having to face Edmonton with Demko?
He'll probably just get injured. It's fine.
No. This is Canucks hockey, Jake. You should know that if we traded Demko to them, he would be healthy and they would win a cup immediately. That's what would happen.
Absolutely, honestly. Yeah, that might be a wild card move there.
So if you're gonna blame one of the biggest issues this year that the Canucks have faced, and we're talking injuries, management, coaching, or players, if you have to pick out of those four, what is your biggest issue the Canucks face this year?
I don't know. Like it's I mean, you could blame it on injuries, but every team has injuries, so I always scratch that one right out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's they might have, the management might have lost the room at one point. It did feel like it. I could blame them a bit on that. It's the players too, right? It's you got to put the blame on the players, and especially they make good money to do what they love, so it's easy to understand they're human, but at the same time, I think they got to perform a little bit better, and they were just way too streaky. They needed to lock into a system. I thought Tocchet was good at that, but you could tell they just collapsed so many times throughout the season.
Last thing before we get back into the third period here, what would you say is the most important thing the Vancouver Canucks need to take care of in the offseason this year?
Yeah, and that's another one where I'm so glad I'm not the GM, because like it's I don't know. Like they've already retooled, right? Like the management came in and they were like, okay, we're just gonna, like, there's a lot of big things that need to happen. They've done it and now it's falling apart again. So obviously they can't rebuild. Quinn Hughes won't like that. You know, it's and that might be a little over dramatic. So I think they gotta maybe just go get some few more pieces again. Just give it another go, and hopefully it works out. But I couldn't tell you exactly.
Just cross our fingers again.
Yeah.
Awesome, Jake. Thank you very much for joining the show. Like I said, we are going to be doing some stuff during the playoffs this year. So if you're interested, I'd love to have you come on during some of our random playoff streams.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be around for sure.
Cool, buddy. We'll talk soon and enjoy the third period.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Nothing is perfect.